Another one of the most popular plugins for OBS Studio, and particularly your audio, such as a microphone, is Reaplugs VST FX Suite. Reaplugs is from a company called Reaper, and what they've done is developed a load of audio plugins and filters and dashboards to be able to edit your audio from inside OBS Studio. If you see here, you'll be given a load of interfaces to play with some knobs and levers to change compression rates, effects rates, and things like that. So it's really useful to get you this crisp, clean microphone sound. It can also do a load of other things with MIDI inputs, guitars, instruments, but we'll come on to that a little bit later. We're not going to go too into detail about how to use Reaplugs, to be honest. If you are not an audio geek or an audio freak, then I would not suggest going too much into detail with the specifics of these plugins. I would probably use the compression filters that are already available to you in OBS Studio, but if you are an audio fanatic and you do want to go a little bit deeper into these audio settings, then do get Reaplugs installed because it can do some awesome things. So you're going to want to search Reaplugs VST FX Suite online, and it will take you to this homepage. We're going to go to Download Reaper at the top here. And you're going to download the version you need for Mac OS, Linux, excuse me, or Windows 64-bit. Once you've got it downloaded, you're going to restart your OBS Studio, and you'll open it up, and it will seem like nothing's changed. However, if you go into your filters, this is where you'll see the change. So we're going to go to, I've got my mic down here, which is picking up some audio. I'm going to go to Settings. I'm going to go to Filters. And then in Audio Filters, in the bottom left here, click plus, and you'll see VST 2.x plugin. And this is your Reaper plugin. I'm going to press OK, and it will come up with this little drop-down menu here. It doesn't look very user-friendly at all, but it really is once you get your head around it. So we're going to drop down the menu, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 settings here that you can choose from. Now, each of these settings is an interface, and it will do something different to your microphone audio. For example, this first particular interface, I will click it and then click Open Plugin Interface. Now you'll see something that looks a little bit more like an audio mixer. This first one, the ReaComp Standalone, is a compressor, very similar to the compression filter that you have in OBS Studio already. It will keep the audio, it will keep it nice and tight. It will reduce the highs, reduce the lows, so that it's all in the same range and give you that radio sounding voice that you've always wanted for your streams. So that's the compressor, the very basic standalone compressor. We've got a Control MIDI standalone here. Now this is really only relevant if you have a MIDI input, like a keyboard or something else. That is great for instruments, so you need MIDI software for that one. ReaDelay is similar to the compression interface, except this one adds delay to your voice. So if you do want those echoey kind of filters, then you can add delay to your voice. What else do we have? We've got EQ standalone. Now, your EQ is your equalization. This is where you choose how much low and how much high is going to be broadcast from your microphone. So if I lower the 1 here, it will reduce the lows and make it a little bit more trebly. If I reduce the 4 over here, it will make the whole thing a little bit more bassy. So if you do have a mic which is particularly trebly, like quite tinny, you might want to reduce the higher range of your equalization. If you have a mic that's very bassy, you might want to reduce the bass. Again, really only play with these a lot if you know what you're doing. But as with any plugin, you cannot mess up your OBS Studio with this plugin. So have a play, and if you don't like what you've done to your audio, you can always just remove the plugin by pressing minus here. It is quite fun to play with. RE-Fur is very, very similar to equalization. It's picking up potentially a little bit of background noise as well, so you can remove that. REA Gate is a gate filter. This is similar to the noise gate filter on OBS Studio. Basically the same actually. And it will remove any audio above a certain level and any audio below a certain level. So if you do have a little bit of pesky background noise, you might want to add a lower gate to your audio so that your viewers can't hear that background noise when you're being silent. So that's the gate. We'll come back to ReaJS in a second. ReaStream, this is if you want to stream your audio to a specific IP. It's a little bit complicated, but if you do have that capability, then this is where you would do it. And ReaComp. This is a little bit more of a complex compression interface. So you had your standalone basic compressor. This is the more advanced. So you've got a few more settings here to make it sound as you wish. And you've also, by the way, got defaults down here. So if you do ever make a mistake, you can just reset to defaults and it will go back to the start. Now, the one that excites me the most out of all of these options is ReaJS. Now, you might be thinking, well, when I open it, it just comes up with this box and this load button, and it just looks ridiculous. Like, why would I ever use this? This is where the plugin comes alive. If you press load, you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a million. Let's say a million different options down here. And what each of these options are effects and different interfaces for certain effects. So this is only the start of this plugin. These 9 are only the start. If you open up the ReaJS interface and press load, you've now got, I mean, we're looking at over 150, I think, over 150 different effects here. Let's choose one. For example, let's go to pitch. If I go to, let's go to pitch 2, why not? Inside this menu, in this interface, I can put my pitch from my voice an octave up. I can put it semitones down, cents down, change the entire pitch of my voice. So you're now starting to talk about serious audio effects and capabilities when you come here. Let's take a look at another, I don't know, what are the most important ones in, that's a notification, I apologize for that. We've got tons of stuff like filters, DC remove, auto peak filter. So if you do tend to scream, it will peak your audio. Pitch, like we said, loopers. If I open this Super 8 looper, I've now got an entire looper for my voice. So I could build layers of vocals, I could build layers of instruments, and build entire songs from inside OBS Studio. Really awesome. Like, there's not really much software out there like this. It really is impressive, not for free anyway. So this is a great addition to your OBS Studio. You've got your volume controls here, very simple as well. If you do want to go simple, you can just play with the volume in there. What else have we got? There's just so many to go through. If you are a MIDI user, we've got tons of MIDI presets here for you to use. Filters, resonant low pass, sweeping low pass, delay, like we said earlier, you had the delay plugin on the standard list of ReaFX, but you could also add delay with a chorus, add delay with sustain, add delay with tone. All of these defaults are here for you to use. So our takeaways from this: number 1, if you do want to get really deep into your audio, go ahead, download Reapers. It's really great and incredible free plugin for your OBS Studio. If you're not very wise on audio settings and things like that, I would suggest sticking with the standard built-in filters in OBS Studio, just because Rea can get quite confusing at times. Number 3, if you are using Rea, do not sleep on the ReaJS interface. Remember that it's here, click that load button, and you've just opened yourself to a whole new world of audio plugins that you never knew existed. Have a lot of fun. Remember, you can click reset to defaults if you ever change something to something that you don't like, and enjoy this incredible audio plugin.